Azione!
Ciao a tutti, una nuova puntata di La Volpe Incontri in rete. Ma questa volta we have to change the language. This is my first English interview, but it's very important because we have to the interviewer, the person we invited today, is an American girl. And she prefers to describe herself like a global citizen. But, well, she's here in Italy because she's in something that she will explain better later during the video, but she's doing an entrepreneurship exchange here in Italy with an Italian entrepreneur. But no, this is not a training for a person who didn't know how to begin or to do a startup or to become an entrepreneur. She's already an entrepreneur. She's not doing from the scratch her project. She has her own company, but now she's training to become a global, with learning from Italian also entrepreneurs, to become a global entrepreneur and to improve herself and her projects and, well, much more. I'll introduce you, Christina.
Hi.
Christina, how are you? Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting me today.
Please introduce yourself, because for me it's hard
I think it was a great intro already. I mean,
Thank you.
I think you covered the main things about how I identify myself. Yes, I'm from the US, I'm American, but my family background is actually not from the US. So my parents, I'm the child of immigrants, and so for me, my life has always revolved around other cultures and understanding how to work and maybe fit and belong in new places.
Fit and belong, that's important.
Yeah.
And also in these sessions and in these videos, we all try to develop this issue, because it's important to be part of the community and the place and the new country where we are.
For sure. I think it's the future, right? I think many children now these days especially are going to be from mixed backgrounds. Your children are actually, you are
I'm a mix and also
as well. And so that's me coming here and me arriving in many places before I arrived here was really not necessarily the hard part. I always saw myself as a person who is a global citizen, as you say. And so what really brought me here to Italy this month, actually, I arrived about 2 weeks ago, was this program called Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Don't be confused by the word young. It's for everyone. They just mean by young, they mean entrepreneur of less than 3 years.
Okay.
So I started my journey just about 1 year ago. And this was after 10 years of working in corporate in the United States, in marketing. And about 2 years ago, I decided to transition my career into UX design. And so when I started to study that 2 years ago, I really started this transition. And then I had many other transitions in the meantime.
We talk about this during
I moved
this
from
process.
the United States to Portugal, where is my home now, my permanent home
Your
now.
permanent home, your resident country at the moment.
Yes, my residence country, but I'm also doing this business exchange now in Italy, and this all happened in the last 2 years.
Wow.
So it's a very transformative time for me, and it's my time to show myself how I can be adaptable and resilient in the face of many, many changes. And the more that I do it, the more that I become better at it. And so that's just the process of training. And I'm very excited to be here in this program where I'm exchanging my skills that I have with a local entrepreneur here.
Okay, can you explain us? Is a company here that receives you?
Yes, so she, my mentor, who is also my host in Italy, she has a company,
Yeah.
and it is a company based here in Italy, and really though worldwide. So that's why we were such a good fit. What she does in this company is to help people become entrepreneurs, or let's say to work for themselves.
Okay.
So it's not that the idea is that you have a big business that you are trying to turn into a startup idea or a unicorn. It's more for the people who are what we call solopreneurs.
Solopreneurs, or to develop their own micro company that
and keep it small.
give them and they give independence of their.
So that's the idea of the company, and it's specifically for people who want to work in climate and social impact.
Okay.
These are impact focused people, and the name of the company actually comes from this meaning of impact makers. So everybody who is a member of this community is an impact maker. They care about the most important issues of today, and they come together to share skills and resources. So what I came here to do with my skills in marketing is to help scale this community, and to create more belonging and more space for more people to become entrepreneurs.
Perfect. So we have convinced projects. That's why we met us a few weeks ago.
Yes, exactly.
But we
actually met
thanks
before.
for another possibility that it was the Break Fellowship.
Yes. So if I think about my own career in entrepreneurship, I think about this period as kind of my accelerator. I have my idea already, and I am looking to grow it. So I'm a part of this community, the collective as well. So I can get the tools that I need to get to the next step as an entrepreneur. But where we met last year is actually in Spain.
Spain,
another
program for women, entrepreneurship women.
Exactly.
Entrepreneurship for women.
And I think of this project, the Break Fellowship, that we were both a part of, as my incubator. Let's say. So it was the first opportunity that I had to receive mentorship about being a woman entrepreneur, and having a place in Spain for 1 month to connect with other women entrepreneurs and share our business ideas and grow it. I mean, my company grew out of this. It was born. It was born,
and you get clarify about the idea, because always the entrepreneur or the one who begins an activity, a commercial activity, has a moment of awakening, no? And then a moment from the decision. Go on, stop.
So many steps.
And then the action. I developed like that.
I think it's very true, yes.
So maybe the decision part or the action part, it was the last one on the break. But the beginning to be independent, to have your own company, when was it? When do you begin with, or you acknowledge of the idea to become an entrepreneur? When was it?
It's a very good question.
With whom?
It's fun. I mean, I think that I've always been an entrepreneur since I'm born. I think I was born with this personality type, let's say. I was always into creating new things and thinking about how we can do things differently, and like even when I was a child, I would want to, I put things aside in the house, and I attached prices to them, and I said,
always
we're
selling.
Gonna go outside and sell this. And so since I'm younger, I'm thinking about what are ways to, like, I was a businesswoman, I think, from when I started. And I think that throughout the years, going through school and studying to get a job, I kind of forgot about that, let's say, that side of me. And I think a lot of us
like this
experience
your own society that is mostly global, the situation that carried you to this path that is, I don't know if it was created from someone specialized or if it was like the society evolution, I don't know. But we mostly study to become a worker for a company or an industrial or whatever.
Exactly.
It was the need of the moment.
And I think many of us can identify with this, especially if you don't have role models in your life who are entrepreneurs from the early stages. I mean, I didn't grow up with people around me who had their own businesses. I only grew up around family and friends who did a very good job at working for other people. So this was it's interesting, you know, when you feel that you can do certain things, like, you know, that's what I was saying about personality type for entrepreneurship, but then actually growing up and realizing that those opportunities are not what society wants for you. Okay. So I think the whole concept of taking action, for me, it was like always in the back of my head. I always said, oh, one day I'm gonna quit and I'm gonna work for myself and I'm gonna do something for the world. And really the only thing that got me started with it was getting burned out at my last job.
Okay. That was the beginning for too many women or persons all over the world.
Many people around the world. I mean,
was previous COVID or during or last?
Let's say last year.
Last year
it was during COVID. But I mean, the thing is that the model of working for other people, it just doesn't work for me. Okay. Especially the way that many companies are built these days, for you to not prioritize your mental health or not prioritize your personal schedule. For a lot of women, it's very important to have a flexible schedule. It's not normal to work as much as we do, I think.
Yes. How old are you?
30.
30. Okay, yes. It's an evolution.
Yeah.
It's a huge evolution. Maybe my grandmother is not even near about the idea of a combination of working hard 80 hours a day, I don't know. Then during the period of my mother and me also, when I was 20 years more. Yeah. So it was a huge winning to be part of the companies, to work, and also to decide what to study and where to work. Yes. That was a huge evolution.
That's super interesting.
Now, maybe it's the other possibility, the different possibility to say, well, if I have to do both family and working and doing my career, it's a risky situation.
Yeah.
It's a risky...
It's too much.
It's too much.
It's too much for one human.
Yeah. So we have to balance, and maybe your generation is putting on the table these issues that are very, very important, and it's
prioritizing
the following
you first.
Evolution.
Before someone else's idea. And so, I mean, I think that my idea is very similar to many other people. Yeah. It's going down this one path and then realizing I don't even like what I do, or I don't feel passionate about the thing that I'm working on, spending so many hours of the day doing. So let me try to do something that resonates more with my personality, my values, and my objectives in life too. Yeah. I want to, right now, I'm consulting in marketing, but also in UX. I live between the space of these two disciplines, and what I do for my clients is I give them the best of both worlds. With the service that I provide. And my clients are global, just as me. Yes. I have some in the US, I have one in Portugal, but she's Italian, and her company is in the UK, and it's just like, that is this is the new neighborhood. Exactly.
Because also, my company is working on the similar issues because of this new trend of women trying to be their own boss in the sense of the situation of the hours that they have to balance during family or their career or their main objectives in life. So it's not to be one or two.
Yeah.
So yes, that's important, and it's the trend to be. In one moment, you told me about maybe to become an entrepreneur, you will need some inspiration. Maybe it's not around us, but who are the people, the person, the books that inspire you in the moment when you decided to say, let's try this new path?
Yeah, I mean,
do you remember? It's a mix.
It's mixed. It's like, now that I'm here and I can say, oh, it's been 1 year since I started this path, like full time,
yes.
right? I think it's the people of the Break Fellowship. I think it's those people who said, hey, you have a very good idea and you can do it. And entering the program, I was actually one of the entrepreneurs who only had an idea.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. We got there and say, wow, we are selected and we have so many things to work on.
Have a project or a company yet. And then in these 6 months that I was in this program, I came out with a real project.
Yes.
And so, I mean, I think that my peers, the network that I've been able to build here in Europe, specifically around female entrepreneurship, these people have been my best accountability buddies.
Good.
They've been my moral support. They've been my inspiration. Seeing what all of these other women are doing before me and being able to collaborate with them, that's really what inspires me to push on. Yes. And now in the IMA collective here in Italy, it's very similar. So I am coming in as 6 months as a solopreneur.
Okay.
And there are people in here who have been doing it for 5, 6, 7 more years. And again, I'm in a position of learning and looking up to these people who really inspire me and help me learn what I could do in the future. Yes. So I think it's really my community, and I can't put names to it because it's all of them.
It's all of them. It's a mix of them together, a network.
Exactly.
How do you work or you defy the mind of failure, the fears, and all those feelings that appears when you begin with a company, a project, or a solo company?
Yeah,
it's clear more or less.
It's really difficult.
Yes. How do you find
How do I find it? Yes, I mean,
because it's a study that many of women, obvious men also, but the block inside about failure, not being enough, not feeling the sure about, or the confident to if they become a failure, if everybody was talking or will talk about
everything.
It's real.
It's all very real, and I would say that I'm finally confronting all of those things because there's nothing to hide behind. It's just me. It's me now. Everything that I say online about myself, it's about me and my business, and it's not for someone else. So with that comes the need to acknowledge that I feel frustrated right now, or I feel scared because this is new, or I feel insecure because people aren't reaching back to me, and it becomes more personal. So also the need becomes more important to work on it.
Yes.
So I just have to give a shout out to my therapist, and all of my mentors, and everybody in my life who I'm able to be honest and vulnerable with about how I'm feeling. Because if life as an employee was like maybe 1 or 2 days per year, you have a low point because somebody said something to you.
Yes.
Being working for yourself, having your own company, it's like this. It's more.
Maybe not.
It's so you go through the motions so much faster and harder, and I think it just makes you stronger.
Yes, because a new beginning, it takes new challenges.
Yes.
A lot of new feelings and also a new solutions to go on with that.
You become so much more innovative and creative when you are facing. I face in just the past 2 weeks that I have moved here.
Yes,
I can't even count how many difficulties and challenges that I've encountered that I cannot do anything about.
Yes.
They're from the outside, but I have to deal with them. And it's just
because working all over the world is not in one office where you go every day at the same hour.
Exactly.
Working for others or working for yourself. Working all over the world, it takes to be in trains, be in office, not having places, not knowing the street.
Yes.
Get lost by a bus, on a bus.
That's what actually happened today.
Whatever it takes. And it's your company coming all over the world. That takes a lot of challenges moment.
For sure.
Without any routine.
Exactly. You get it completely. And what I'm learning now is that it's a blessing and a curse to be completely in charge of your own schedule.
Okay.
Because I have to learn how to set more boundaries between, do I use these 4 hours to work on answering emails, or do I use it to like deliver some client work, and how the shifts, there's a lot of shifts that you have to make. And you put it perfectly. It's like my office is my computer, and if I have 2 clients at one time, I'm on so many different systems, so many different ways of working, time zones. And so you just have to become very flexible and adaptable. And what I'm honestly working on right now is being more okay with all of the changes. I think I am still kind of working on that mental agility needed to switch contexts like that. But I can see from other people around me, it gets better.
Perfect. And I lost my question. When do you feel down? You say you go to your psychology, but do you have a confidence where a person with you exchange this idea? Because like an entrepreneur, always you are solving situations or at least imagine problems. I don't know. Do you have someone that you can pick up the phone and I don't know what to do, because you don't have the boss, you don't have your companion, you don't have anyone around. Maybe this entrepreneur,
this community
for sure could help you. Okay, you have over there.
I have this community, the IMA Collective, and I have the Break as well, where you know our community. We have a group chat on WhatsApp, and whenever you need something or you need a resource or you want to do a brainstorm, you bring people together or you ask for help. And so I have these communities that I'm a part of, and through these programs that I was invited to really get the help that I need. And for example, earlier this year when I was writing my first proposal ever for my first client ever, I wrote to a group of marketing women, and I said, hey, can I put together a mastermind with all of us? There was like 4 women from the Break, and I showed them my proposal, and I said, can I get feedback on if you think this training plan is well done? Do you have any other things that you would add? And it's simply just finding those partners and finding those peers. So peer support has been big for me. So I actually don't feel so much that the shift from being on a team in a company to being an individual with my own company has really shifted, because I feel very supported still.
You decide the board that would evaluate or test your proposal, more or less.
Exactly.
No, this one also the other.
I choose my board of advisors.
Yes, your board of advisors for the situations. Good. That's a very good tip, because it helps a lot. Well, the last question. What do you feel? What is the thing, person, or thinking, or whatever you could say that is empowering you? All together, or one or two, or whatever. What's all the things, the person, or the quote that empowers you to go on every day?
There's so many quotes. Since I'm a teenager, I was obsessed with reading quotes and finding inspiration.
Well, I mentioned it because I remember the word, all that.
So if I can choose three, I would say that are my favorite. One of them is I'm trying to make sure that I get it right, but it's just that this too shall pass.
Yes.
It's something that I remind myself when I'm very overwhelmed and I feel like everything is stressful and I'm never going to get out of it. But the truth is, everything passes, the good and the bad. And so this one's a really important reminder for me, especially what we talked about with the roller coaster
ups and downs of it.
That is entrepreneurship, especially being a woman entrepreneur. There's this one quote about lifting other people up as you rise. And so this is my thing of like, I'm very community oriented and I really, if I'm winning, I think other people should have the credit for helping me get there. And so that's what I always try to do always in my life is when I'm saying my thanks, I'm always saying, and it's also because this person helped me figure out the idea or looked at my proposal. So always being thankful for that. And then final one is, if you want something, you better make some noise.
Okay, good. That's nice.
And that's
what we are trying to do with this, obviously.
Exactly. Things like this, putting yourself out there. If you have an idea, but you keep it to yourself, it's going nowhere. So the only way is to try to just say it out loud and somebody will hear it. And then that's how the first step that you take to getting something that you want.
Good, very nice. And persons or person that empower you to go on?
Always my mom.
Okay.
It's always been my mom. Since, she was the first role model for me of how to lead with empathy, but also effectively, and also how to be a strong woman in the face of some societies that don't really value that part. So I've always, regardless of what I've been doing, my mom has always been my biggest cheerleader. Always cheering me on and saying, you can do this, you can do that. And so just
she's
like
proud
that.
Of you.
Yes, she's very proud of me, and I'm very proud of her as well, because I always go to her with questions that I cannot get answered for business, for life, for any of those things. So always mom.
Oh, Christina, well, thank you very much for being here. I know you have a lot of trips and things to do. Me either. So let's go on WhatsApp. I'll see you here in Verona.
Next time, yes.
We are divided few months till when you rest
it goes until the end of the year.
End of the year.
Yes.
So
we'll see you in Verona.
Yes, we'll see you a lot during this following months.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. See you, everybody. Please subscribe to our channel. We are trying to give you a lot of content, of value content, and also if you want to subscribe to our Patreon, you can help with a small donation. We have 3 possibilities to go on with our content and our videos. Well, see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye. Oh my God.
Nice job. Your first English interview.
My first English. Oh my God.
You did so good.
How do you think so?